Once again, this is WalterREQUiEM, and today, we are back with System Shock 2. I say today like I didn't just record my, third episode. But anyway, this time I am planning on finishing up the wreck desk. Desk. I keep wanting to say desk. Anyway, this is when the backtracking begins, because now... What was that? I think I just heard a hybrid yelling at me, but anyway... No, I definitely hear them. Anyway, so we need to go back into the radiation tunnels, and thankfully I have the radiation suit. Our ball of gore is currently researching, and we'll figure out what that does pretty soon. And in the meantime, I am actually going to investigate these tunnels. So, yeah, I would say we are a good halfway through engineering at this point. Oh god. I love this music. That's the only thing I still honestly love about engineering. Yeah, I just realized I should be using my laser pistol instead of trying to melee the hybrids, because I now am restricted to just using my, since I have the hazmat suit on, I don't have the same level of armor that I normally do with my light armor. Okay, well now we are in the area we need to be. So once again, according to Miss Delacroix, we needed to find hardware override 45M DEX, which we have found right here.
You have not disappointed me. Transmitting 7 modules.
There's also a little thing that we need to pick up here that's very important for us right here, and that is this little beaker. It basically, what that beaker does is it allows us to pick, well, I will show you when we get that far. But currently, let's check this little back area for some extra goodies before I head out. And I will be right back, actually. Okay, sorry about that. I just had something to attend to really quick, but awesome. We have our hardware override, so now we can continue back to where we just were, basically. Yeah, you know, don't get me wrong, I love System Shock 2 as a whole. It's like my favorite game of all time. I like playing through engineering. It's just, I've always kind of considered it my least favorite deck. It's that uncomfortable spot between when you're just starting the game and you're trying to survive, and just the later parts of the game where you're just an unstoppable killing machine. It's like that awkward little growing pain. And also the radiation stuff sucks, like, here to be completely honest. Radiation isn't a mechanic that I feel like is thankfully underutilized in System Shock 2. It's relevant for all of, like, 2 parts of the game, basically. There's a couple sections where it's kind of a thing, but aside from this and a section at the very end of the game, which I kind of alluded to earlier. Oh, awesome. Our healing gland is done. Oh, hello. Now, the other thing is, I probably just could kill him with a regular firing mode. Oh well. Anyway. One of the things I forgot to actually point out was that game actually provides a little bit of lore for the stuff you research. So, I am actually going to really quickly go over that, because I think some of the stuff is fascinating. There we go. So, the first thing we researched is the hybrid organ, so let's read about that. Summary. You've learned how to best target the hybrid for maximal damage. All damage you will deal to hybrids will be increased by 25%. Analysis. DNA structure indicates that this organism is a hybrid of a human host and a parasitic organism. Although the parasite, resembling a yard-long worm, has deteriorated to a stage beyond useful analysis, the effects of the process are still evident. Severe deterioration of higher-level mental processes is caused by tumorous growths along the spinal column and brainstem. The non-human tissues seem to be formed of a composite small worm-like creatures that have adapted into the host body and have taken over a majority of motor control and decision-making functions. There also appears to be direct stimulation of the autonomic nervous and glandular systems. Hence, the organism produces exceptional amounts of both adrenaline and endorphins, making it remarkably strong and aggressive. What remains cannot really be called human at all. The damage done by the host by the process is irreparable, and the organism now functions with no sense of morality or hesitation. Recommendation. The organism is vulnerable to the same forms of stimuli as a human. However, the changes in physiology suggest a chemistry more complex than is currently understood. Further analysis of similar organisms might provide more insight in this area. So basically, hybrids are just people that are basically injected with like steroids by the worm, and yeah, it's not pretty. It basically fucks them up irrevocably, and they are pretty much slaves to the many at that point. And they are basically like monsters at that point. And the other thing is the annelid healing gland. Summary. This tissue can be used to physically heal damage. Analysis. This gland secretes a prolific mix of hormones and stimulatory enzymes, and a quickly dividing layer of cells spawns off multi-purpose circulatory cells. These cells seek out sites of tissue damage and graft themselves into the tissue, taking on the characteristics of the local host tissue in a matter of moments. Recommendations. The shared tissue compatibilities between human and annelid tissue will allow this gland to be used for healing, though not as fully as it would in an annelid host. Once removed from the host body, it can only be used for once. So basically what that means in English is that is actually a really good healing item. You might see that when I use a med hypo, I heal for like 2 damage a tick until like I'm either fully healed or the hypo runs out. For the healing gland, it is 1 damage a tick, but it lasts a little longer. So basically, it's a better healing item to use when you are actually not in combat. However, it's a lot rarer. I would say it's rarer than both med hypos and med kits, so and it's kind of a pain in the ass to get them, but you know, I'm not going to say no to having more healing items, especially now. And quite clearly, I'm having trouble surviving. But yeah, this game has a surprising amount, I mean, not even really surprising, I mean, I just appreciate the amount of lore this game has. They really put a lot of thought into this game, and it really shows. So, this is what we needed to find 45DEX for.
Good work. I'm uploading some cybernetic modules. Find and upgrade unit as soon as you can and improve your rig.
Right, so we're done with that. So now, I should probably get another level of research. I can probably hold off for a little bit. So now, we have to get back to the fluidics control. So once again, this is the backtracking. Now, System Shock 2 is a game of backtracking, I will say that much. But the other decks aren't quite as linear as engineering is. I'll say that much. I'm sitting here and I'm bitching about engineering like I hate it, and I don't. It's a perfectly good deck, and I think it is effective at setting up the mood and the concepts it wants to provide. It's a perfectly functional level. It comes right before what I consider to be one of the best decks in the game. And right after such an iconic deck in Medsci that... Oh god. How dare you? I'm sitting here having a monologue and you just ruined it. Anyway. Yeah. It feels kind of like the middle child, for me anyway. Okay, that was me. Okay.
Now get those engine pods online. You'll have to head into cell 1 and 2 and reset the pods manually. After that, reinitialize the system from core control. But that system won't come online until you reset both pods. Keep an eye out. They're mobilizing their real forces, and they know exactly where you are.
That's always an ominous line from Miss Polito. But, yeah. That's more or less her telling us that from here on out, the game's gonna get a lot harder. Although, actually, I kind of think it gets a little easier because, you know, like I've been alluding to, this is when you start getting powerful. Like I said, the challenges I'm kind of imposing for myself are gonna kind of limit that. I'm not gonna be using, like, the assault rifle or the grenade launcher, which are more or less the best weapons in the game. Like, you can beat the game with just the assault rifle, really, and the grenade launcher is just overkill on so many levels. I tend to get both, like, when I'm just playing System Shock 2 on my own, but, like, for right now, I'm not going to do that. Because I'm using purely energy weapons and exotics. We will learn about exotics fairly soon, although they won't be available to us right away. And this is the final section of engineering. This huge, like, obelisk in the middle. Oh, shut up. So, right here is an audio log that I used to miss all the time, and now now that I've noticed it, I, like, always go for it, like, before I do anything else on this deck.
They hit 6 hours ago. Malone, the USA spook, tried to take one of those things out with a pyrokinesis attack, but didn't even break stride. Then it unloaded both barrels into his stomach. Valzone said there's a weapons cache in one of the engine nacelles. Maybe I can find him and the others there.
Right, so Mr. Martin is pointing out that there are actually weapons caches in these nacelles that we can get into and have some good stuff going on. These are the nacelles, by the way. These are these. I don't know. I guess they're the engines that power the ship. I don't know what they do, honestly. Like, I've never been able to really determine that. I know somebody in the comments is probably gonna, like, yell at me, "Oh, explain." And yeah, they probably do. But I mean, sometimes I'm a brainlet when it comes to this kind of stuff. But anyway, elephant in the room. I just picked up a fucking lightsaber, and that's gonna be awesome. But I need energy for it to be able to use it. That is the laser rapier. I quite like it. There is one melee weapon that is better than it in pretty much every way, but it is better against mechanical targets. I will probably carry both just for the novelty of it, although I see myself using the other weapon more than this. But, you know, it'll be fun to see have them both in the same playthrough. As redundant as it may be. And you are a... Whoa. You know what? Chill. You didn't hit a single one of those. You were sitting there, like, panic shooting me. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot that with a regular laser pistol shot. You know, the regular laser pistol, like, attack isn't that bad. It's just kind of overshadowed by the fact that the, like, overcharged laser pistol is kind of like a 1D on most enemies at this point in the game. Or very close to being a 1D. I love the laser pistol. Like, even on weapons where I'm not focusing on energy weapons, I always like to get it. Ow. There we go, he's dead.
I've been contacted by some kind of artificial intelligence that wants to help me reclaim control of the Von Front from whomever or whatever is now in charge. I don't know where it came from, but I must confess, I'm happy it is here.
So, there's some kind of AI getting in contact with Delacroix. And I wonder if this might be the same AI that Polito isolated. I wonder if that's why she's high-strung. If she's worried about this AI on top of the many. I guess time is gonna tell. But for now, we're pretty much almost done with engineering. This almost didn't need to be its own episode, I guess. I just kind of underestimated how long this last section was going to take. I'll find some way to drag it out. There is one other thing I realized we can do before I stop. Let me see. Oh, hello. Man, these guys are so rude.
Of some analyte artifacts on board the ship. I think you may be able to use them to your advantage. I've uploaded the information to the ship's weapons upgrade units. They'll be able to convey the information to your cybernetic rig. What are you waiting for? Get to the elevator now.
Alright, and with that information, we have just got the ability to upgrade our exotic weapon skill. Thank you, Mrs. Polito. And this is actually relevant to what we're about to do. We have just picked up some of this disgusting worms, and we have turned it for worm clusters. This is ammunition for one of our guns later on. If you're not using exotic weapons, it's also a really good source of nanites to do that. So, I know there's a lot of people that overlook that when they play, so if you're going to plan on replaying System Shock 2 at any point, I would highly recommend you try doing that. Oh, hello. You're basically T-posing, buddy. Alright, so we are basically done with everything.
I don't know where we'd be without Delacroix. This whole ship is falling apart. She's the only one who knows what from what. I saw her arguing with that creep Anatoly Kreskin, or whatever his name is, and she was giving it to him, but good. That freak job stares her straight in the eye and starts babbling about how she doesn't know the pleasure of the joyful unity or some such. Mamma mia, the clowns are running the circus.
What a damn plebeian. She misspoke the name of our Lord and Savior. How dare you call him Anatoly Kreskin. But yeah, so now we see that Delacroix does not, like even more than before, she does not seem to exactly be on terms with Kretschkin. She's not afraid to call him out, and in this case it seems like there is stuff going on that is pretty bad. I mean, clearly. We're currently living in the aftermath of it all. Oh. This is kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, so, my laser pistol... Oh, hello. Okay. Are we done? Cool. And there's gonna be just a lot of me juggling my different weapons for a while. This is the awkward moment in the game before I actually have access to my good stuff. That doesn't look like a hybrid. Who are you? Oh god. Those are lasers. Okay, unironically, I need to pay attention because... Jeez! Yeah, let me see if I can get up close to her before she dies. So... Okay, well she died before we got a good look at her face. I kinda wanted that not to happen, but... That is a new enemy type that we are about to see quite a lot of, unfortunately, and that is a cyborg midwife. They are probably the most infamous enemy from this game just because they're so freaking creepy. And we will learn about what exactly their role is in a little bit. Oh god, fuck, 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 fuck. You're a dick. Okay, so we can go to the very next deck, but let us go to MedSci first. Polito on operations, and we let us very quickly, though, make a quick departure. First of all, I'm doing really poorly on med hypos. I should probably buy some. But before I do that, let us actually upgrade some stuff. So I will go ahead and get 1 level in exotic. Even though we can't use it right away, I would like to have it for when we do. And I believe you need agility 3 to be able to use the laser rapier, so I'll be working towards that. And just very quickly, before we actually go to deck 4, I want to get my stuff recharged. And buy some med hypos. Typically I don't buy med hypos until later on in the game, but I don't know, I'm like needing them a lot right now.
Hi there. Please make your selection. Hi there.
So we have 5 med hypos now. That's going to be very helpful. Failure. Oh. Okay. Now it is time to
Security system offline.
get some energy for our laser pistol, which is almost run out. Yeah, the better our maintenance gets, the more better it is gonna become to like actually keep our stuff maintained. And with that, we will have more energy available to us at a time for upgrading our maintenance skill. But just currently, yeah, there's a reason why I decided I would use a pistol this time around. It's been pretty nice having a weapon to complement my laser pistol when I just straight up can't use it. Hopefully I can get the laser rapier going pretty soon here so we can have some interesting action going on. I can't go to operations. I guess we're gonna go to this random deck that has never been talked about. Okay, we will find out from Mrs. Polito what this deck is shortly.
Damn, something's blocking the shaft, and the elevator can't reach deck 4.
Oh.
I'm attempting to determine. I'm detecting massive quantities of some kind of biomaterial that's
Eatin
plugging up the
beans.
elevator shaft. The environment on this level has been altered to be some kind of breeding chamber for the xenomorphs. It shouldn't prove dangerous unless you plan to stay for more than a few hours. But in order to clear the shaft, you're going to have to remove the biomaterial. I'm accessing the primary data loop. Let's see what we can find out there.
Okay, so as you can tell, this is the hydroponics deck. And this is probably where I'm going to go ahead and end this episode. So in the next episode, we will be finding out who has been eating beans and has been getting them all over the floor and the walls and the roof. I didn't know the Bubbaron had a Taco Bell. But in any case, thank you guys for watching. Once again, this is WalterREQUiEM, and you have a wonderful day. I will see you later.